Hi, I'm Valerie Hanson, and I'm going to tell you what mistakes writers make. And believe me, that's a very long list, but I'm going to give you five. The five I'm going to give you are not specific to manuscript preparation or any of the things you might think. The five I'm going to give you have to do with your brain, with your thinking, with with the things that you can do to sabotage yourself, the things that I do to sabotage myself that will keep you from being a success as a writer. I have 90 books to my credit and another one in the works. And I still make some of these mistakes. Number one, quitting after an editorial response. That is an enormous compliment wasted. Editors are busy. They're so overworked you wouldn't believe it. If you think you're busy, they're busy. And so if they take the time, if they see something in your manuscript that they like, that they think has potential, and they think you're worth talking to, and they take the time to send a letter, even if it's only a form letter with a few things filled in, if they take that time, instead of just flipping the manuscript back to you or saying rejected or whatever, if they take the time to tell you anything, listen to them. Sometimes it won't be possible to rewrite a manuscript. Sometimes you'll have to start over, but that's okay. Don't waste the compliment. The fact that they are responding to you is an enormous compliment for an author. Enormous compliment. Editors are, they're overworked and they don't have time for this. They don't have time for people they don't think are serious. Now, I'll get into paid editorials later, but this is when you're submitting to a regular publisher, a regular book publisher. Number two, your book is not carved in stone. You may think it's perfect. I may think mine is perfect. Never perfect. No book is ever perfect. And if once you realize that and you allow yourself to be led or directed or you can argue. I have argued with editors before, but save it for when it's important. I don't argue about this or that comma. I save if I'm going to say no, we need to leave this, I have a reason and I say so. It's not carved in stone. It never was, and it never will be, because as time goes by, the popular fiction, the desires of popular fiction changes. I happen to write Christian fiction, which is helpful to me because I know where I stand all the time. Number three, overwriting or overworking the text. I had a friend, dear sweet lady, met her in writing class, as a matter of fact. She was working on an Oklahoma historical based on her family. And it was wonderful. The research was great. It was absolutely wonderful. And she wrote the first chapter. And then she rewrote the first chapter and rewrote the first chapter. And when she finally passed away, maybe 10 years later, all she had was the first chapter. That was a terrible waste. She was a great writer, but she could not get satisfied. She could not satisfy herself with that first chapter. Write it, let it go, look at it later. If you want to change it, but keep going, because many people are able to start a book and not finish it, which is why when you sell your first book, they're probably going to want the whole thing. The other opposite of that, of course, is rushing through it and not caring. Now you need to care what you're putting on the page. It's not just a matter of throwing a bunch of words at a page and hoping it works. It has to be with control. You have to control what you're doing, but not necessarily rushing just to get it finished. Number four, Not planning or plotting and studying for detail. Now, when you're plotting for a book, when you're doing a book, you need to know where you're starting, you need to know where you're going, you need to know who's involved in it, who the characters are. We'll get into that later. But you need to know what you're doing and where you're doing it. And one of the biggest problems with new writers and with popular fiction is that somebody out there is going to know if you're faking it. If you don't know how to fly a plane, learn. Or talk to somebody who knows. Shoot a gun. I'm counting bullets on TV cop shows because I know the magazines don't hold that many bullets. Things like that. You have to know the details in order to make your story believable. And it has to be in you enough that you can draw on it when the time comes and not have to stop. Number 5. This is the worst one. Imposter syndrome. I still get it. After all these books that I've written, I still doubt myself. I really do. And imposter syndrome is where you have done something that is wonderful or that is accepted or whatever. I published a book, whatever, and you look at it and you think that must have been a mistake. I'm an imposter. I'm not who they think I am. I can't do what they think I can do. Even after all these books, all the books I've written, it still happens to me. Can I do it again? Yeah. You did it once, you can do it again. And I keep having to tell myself that all the time. That was 5. One bonus. I give you a bonus. Don't ask your mama or your loved ones or your children or somebody who really cares for you what they think of your book or what they think of your writing. Because one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to tell you it's wonderful when it isn't, or they're going to start picking it apart and ruin your confidence in yourself when maybe they don't know what they're talking about. I tried editing one time, and I'm no good at it. No good at editing at all. It's a talent. It's a gift. So is writing. So is creating. Creating is a gift. It's a gift you've been given. It's a gift I've been given. But unless we use it, it's wasted. So don't waste your life. Don't waste your creativity. Doesn't matter how old you are. I was 40 when I wrote my first book. And don't do the math. Just enjoy yourself. And I will be back with 5 of the biggest things that new writers need. Pretty soon. See ya.